In the 1970s, reggae wasn't just music, it was a message, and messages got silenced. In Kingston, a state of emergency pulled songs off the air. In London, the BBC hit mute. In South Africa, censors cut whole tracks. Yet every ban only made these records travel further. From Judge Dredd's Too Rude for Radio hits, to Peter Tosh daring the press with the lyrics to Legalize It, to Junior Murvin's Police and Thieves scaring broadcasters, these are the anthems they tried to bury. Today, we're counting the 15 reggae songs they banned or censored, and why they still matter. If you live for real reggae history with zero fluff, tap subscribe, and tell me, which banned tune deserves justice in 2025?
Dread blew up and made I laugh. Oh look, bubbles!
Judge Dredd made a career out of sneaking adult humor into nursery rhyme sing-alongs over a reggae backbeat. Big Ten is the joke told with a straight face. Cheeky wordplay, a marching groove, and a hook you remember, even if the BBC pretended it didn't exist. The gag wasn't just the lyrics, it was the success in spite of silence.
On the fire and she burnt her.
Well, it must have been too much Guinness.
Dredd's big singles were serially blacklisted by British radio, yet he still packed the charts and clubs. That contrast, ban on the air, demand on the street, captures how censorship can accidentally advertise the very thing it tries to hide.
Old Mother Riley, she got to...
Question: when a song gets banned, does it make you more curious to hear it? Or does it turn you off? Be honest.
All right, C-Trends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. But check it, a massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this C-Trends family together. Your support is everything.
Hey, Blue.
Big Six is the blueprint. Bawdy double entendres over a rock-steady sway, chorus built for pub singbacks, and a wink you can hear. The BBC wouldn't touch it, but the public did. Hard.
Little by blue in a ganja tree, smoking the weed.
It sold in the hundreds of thousands and sat on the UK charts for months with virtually no national airplay. A perfect case study in how subculture and word of mouth can beat gatekeepers. Listen closely, and you'll hear the sound of a rule being broken, and a market proving the rule didn't matter.
I blue stood on the burning deck, playing a game of cricket. The ball rolled up.
Question: do you think broadcasters should protect family hours, or should grown listeners decide for themselves?
White man build his house and rock.
Prince Far, whose voice sounded like a prophet cut to tape. Granite low, sermon steady. Stop the war wasn't subtle, and it wasn't meant to be. In apartheid-era South Africa, straight talk like this ran straight into the censors.
Dream that's growing through my heart.
The track's plea and its militancy were enough to get it shut out of state-controlled playlists, part of a larger pattern where anti-apartheid songs, Jamaican, South African, and beyond, were filtered, fined, or forbidden. The ban didn't erase the message. It just pushed it into nighttime circuits, bootlegs, and memory. Question: when a government bans protest music, do songs lose power or gain it underground?
China for the Chinaman, Syria for...
Cliff wrote an anthem for a future many feared and many prayed for. Actual majority rule in South Africa. On paper it's simple. Call the thing what it is. Demand the thing that's fair. In practice, that clarity made censors nervous.
Freedom will not be given by the signing of a...
South Africa's state apparatus treated tracks like this as sparks near dry grass, dangerous if they spread. Cliff had long tied his art to causes, and this single fit the arc. Conscience over comfort, even if it meant being shelved by a broadcaster.
This lesson time and time again.
Question: do you hear majority rule as a time capsule, or is something still arguing with the present?
And leave our man into a bar, and this a rub up with a big.
This one wasn't yanked from radio, it was yanked from the stage. Junior Biles entered Jamaica's National Festival Song Contest with a playful double meaning. It reached the final 8, then the judges disqualified it for being suggestive. That's censorship by gatekeeping, not a police raid, just a door quietly closed before the audience can vote.
Junk and him feeling irate. He want the girl who is fat and choosy.
The irony? Biles returned the next year and nearly won. Rub Up Festival 71 survives as a sly reminder that taste committees are often the most anxious censors of all. Question: if a contest disqualifies a song for innuendo, is that protecting culture or suffocating it?
If there is a man to be blamed.
A woman's voice in a hard season. Fabienne Miranda cut Prophecy with producer Jack Ruby in the mid-70s, mixing Nyabingi Fire with plain-spoken warning. It sounded like a street sermon, steady, fearless, and aimed straight at the system. During Jamaica's 1976 state of emergency, Miranda says both major stations, JBC and RJR, barred the record under the Emergency Act. The band didn't break the tune. It pushed it into sound system nights, where selectors love the edge and the message.
People heed the call.
That's the paradox. The quieter the radio got, the louder the streets became. Question: when a song like this gets pulled from the air, do you hunt it down faster or move on?
You led them across the Red Sea when fear.
Max Romeo wrote a warning shot to power, calling out Joshua, a nickname linked to Prime Minister Michael Manley, and urging him to remember the poor. By the time the state of emergency hit in 1976, the atmosphere was tense and stations were cautious.
Rasta is watching and blaming you.
The Gleaner's music column later grouped No Joshua No among the titles banned from Jamaican airwaves in that period. It's a perfect case of how reggae worked then. Coded messages, names everyone understood, and rhythms built to carry news across the island, without a press conference.
Rasta is watching and blaming.
Question: should musicians name names in protest songs, or keep it symbolic so the message lasts longer?
But if you are in pretense, you're on the wrong side of the fence.
Bob Andy wrote in plain language about pressure building, political heat, social fear, and the sense that something could snap. Fire burning felt prophetic, and during the 1976 emergency, it landed on the wrong side of the gate.
Believe me when I tell you I'm not.
Jamaican press accounts place it among the songs banned from the air that year. Andy himself later spoke about how the era shaped the lyric. The recording is cool and controlled, which makes the warning scarier.
Tell you another thing I saw in vision right in front of my eyes.
It's the voice of a man who's seen enough to know what's coming. Question: when you hear an older song predict chaos, does it feel like history class or a mirror? This video is sponsored by the Lore Store on Amazon, your one-stop shop for music lovers across reggae, rock, pop, and hip-hop. We built it for real listeners who don't want to dig through 1,000 listings to find the right gear. Inside the Lore Store, you'll find 5 aisles. VIP, top, battle-tested essentials. Headphones, turntables, speakers, gig-safe earplugs, smart speakers. Reggae vibe, roots and lovers. Rock made easy, automatic decks, warm bookshelf speakers, vinyl care. Rock lore, classic rock must-haves, open back cans, simple amps, living room concert vibes. Pop lore, feel-good everyday setups, clean, clear speakers, easy streaming, nostalgia-friendly picks. Hip-hop must-haves, punchy bass without the muddle, closed-back headphones and living room systems that handle low-end, plus a rotating crate of old album vinyl if you're rebuilding a 60s-90s collection. Every product page tells you who it's for, 3 pros, 1 con, and why we picked it. So you can choose with confidence. Flying soon? Check. VIP for noise canceling that tames plane roar. Mostly listening at home? Try open back headphones that let live albums breathe. Want instant gratification vinyl? Our fully automatic turntable is one button from silence to music, and the record cleaning kit knocks down crackle so the bass tightens up. Headed to shows? Grab high-fidelity earplugs. Hands-free at home? Our smart speaker picks let you say, play 70s reggae or classic pop, and you're there. Deal alert. If you use the link in the description, you'll land on our curated picks with current best available Amazon pricing and active discounts where applicable. Prices change, so buy now to lock in today's deal. Tap the link in the description, pick your aisle, grab a favorite, and tell me which category you want me to build next. The Lore Store. Listen better, with gear that gets out of the way and lets the music live.
Too far to go, not to really know.
Ernie Smith didn't take sides. He called out the fight itself. The song's core idea is simple. While leaders quarrel, the nation suffers. In 1976, that message met a wall, banned during the state of emergency, grouped with other hot titles, and followed by threats serious enough that Smith left Jamaica for years.
Not to really know just how we get in there.
You can hear why the record rattled nerves. It isn't partisan, it's moral. That kind of clarity is hard to argue with, and hard to allow if your job is controlling the story. Question: do you think a song that criticizes everyone is braver, or does it risk pleasing no one? Before it became a worldwide standard, Rivers of Babylon was too Rasta for radio. Composer-singer Brent Dow recalled that the Jamaican government initially banned the track because its explicit Rastafari language, references like King Alpha and O Far I, was seen as subversive. Think about that. A psalm-based lament from a harmony trio, treated like a threat. Of course, the melody was too strong to stay buried. The song returned, moved into the Harder They Come soundtrack, and eventually circled the globe, proof that a dangerous hymn can become a national treasure.
So let the words of our mouth.
Question: when sacred language turns up in pop music, does it push you away or pull you in closer? Judge Dredd turned rude nursery rhymes into chart fire, and Big 8 kept the streak blazing. The beat is simple pub floor reggae, but the real hook is the sly, wink-wink storytelling. British radio bosses didn't wink back. They put it on the do not play pile with his other big singles. Here's the twist: bands couldn't stop demand. The record still climbed because people passed them hand to hand, jukebox to jukebox, club to club. That's the lesson of Judge Dredd. If you wall off a catchy tune, the tune learns to climb. Question: do you think censorship makes comedy dirtier or just more popular?
A little jack on a
Big 7 is the most famous of Dredd's cheeky run. It's bawdy, bouncy, and, in the BBC's view, beyond the pale. Yet it still became a hit, which tells you two things about the era. First, tastemakers underestimated what regular listeners could handle. Second, reggae's UK audience was already big enough to lift a track without national airplay. If you grew up in that time, you remember hearing this not on Radio 1, but at parties, in market stalls, and blasting from someone's car with the windows down. Question: when a song is too much for radio but huge in real life, who should set the standard? The station or the street? Junior Murvin's falsetto floats like smoke over Lee Scratch Perry's tense, echoing groove. It's a warning and a prophecy. Police and thieves in the street. And everybody knew exactly which streets. In the heat of Jamaica's 1976 state of emergency, the country's two main stations, JBC and RJR, banned the single. But the message wouldn't sit quiet. It roared out of sound systems, crossed the Atlantic to Notting Hill, and then ricocheted back as the Clash's cover. The band proved the point. If you try to mute a siren, the city just learns to listen harder. Question: does protest music work best when it's poetic, like this, or when it names names?
You're in the middle, and you build up your body.
Some songs don't just get banned, they get surgically removed. In apartheid-era South Africa, the authorities targeted Tosh's Apartheid so directly that local reissues of his album Equal Rights came out with the track missing.
Dig out me diamond. We are go fight.
Labels literally rearranged the album to hide the gap. Think about that. To stop a 4-minute truth, the system recut vinyl and cassette masters. And still the word traveled through exiles, bootlegs, student unions, late-night radio outside the border.
You're in a Milan, handing down injustice.
That's the power of a song that says the quiet part out loud. Question: have you ever hunted down a censored version of an album just to hear what they tried to erase?
All right, C-Trends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. What? Check it. A massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this C-Trends family together. Your support is everything.
Never mind. Legalize.
Tosh wrote an anthem that was part policy paper, part prayer. In Jamaica it was banned, but he answered like a strategist. He printed the full lyrics in the newspaper so the public could hear the song in print. It's a perfect example of how artists outthink censors. Change the format, keep the message. Musically, it's gentle and insistent. A lazy skank, a soft harmonica, a chorus you can't unhum. Politically, it's bold, medical, moral, and personal arguments, all in one verse. Nearly 50 years later, the world has moved closer to his view. Proof that a banned song can become policy over time. Question: what line in Legalize It still hits you hardest today, and why? If you enjoyed this episode, then go watch this video.